Hey everybody, Adam Savage. I am at Spectral Motion in Los Angeles with Michael Elizalde. How are you, my friend?
I'm excellent, man. So good to see you.
So good to see you. It is crazy that I haven't been here before because we've known each other for like at least a decade and a half.
Oh yeah.
And I actually want to tell the story because I'm not sure if I've told it to you. I was talking to Guillermo del Toro. I visited Bleak House. We had met at San Diego Comic-Con. And in Bleak House, I was telling him how much I loved the Mecha glove.
Oh, yes.
And he was first complaining that he didn't get the one from the movie. And then I said, I might build one. And he immediately introduced you and me together by text. And he said to me, "Oh, Mike is a good guy. When you kill someone and you need someone to bury the body, Mike is who you call."
I'm the guy. That's right.
And then I came over here and you gave me access to the glove, but also started our friendship. So it's a delight to be here filming.
Well, it was a wonderful experience to get to meet you through that experience. And, you know, Guillermo is such a generous spirit and such a wonderful, kind guy. I'm glad he brought us together.
Me too. So tell me some of the history. Yeah. Tell me the history of Spectral Motion.
Well, speaking of Guillermo, I mean, if it weren't for Guillermo, we probably wouldn't be here today because through a experience of working with him on Blade 2, which he directed, we became really close friends. The first time I ever met Guillermo, I was at Steve Johnson's XFX studio building animatronics for the Reapers in the movie. Yeah. And Guillermo came over to my table and saw the stuff I was building, and he's like, "Oh my God, he's beautiful," you know. And the first thing that he did was he gave me the biggest hug.
It's like being hugged by a Miyazaki character, right?
Exactly. You're just absorbed into him, you know, and it was awesome. So from that moment on, we really had a very, very simpatico and a very, very good relationship. And during the filming of Blade 2, it sort of trickled down that he was planning on doing another project. Not Hellboy yet, but a different project. So he told me that he wanted me to help him with that. We did a breakdown for him, and it wasn't Spectral Motion yet. It was just Mike Elizalde. Separately, and that fell through. And then about a year later, I got a call from him and Patrick Palmer, the producer of Blade 2, and they said, "Come to our office, we want to talk to you about something." So I drove over there in Burbank. We sat down in the office and he says, "This is Hellboy." And he gave me the script, and I was like, "Oh my God, Hellboy." I know that Matt Rose had been doing some stuff with, you know, so that's how it all happened. He said, "Go open a shop." We opened this location right here. 22 years ago or something like that, 23 years ago. And we packed this little unit full of 60 people, 60 artists. We did in that one show as much work as people do in their careers. It was crazy.
It is an insane amount of work you did on that.
It was an insane amount of work.
So
that's how it happened. That's how it started.
I love telling young people that when you find people you like working with, hold on to them. Yeah. Because that is rare. But I'm really impressed to hear Guillermo spent a little bit of time with you at a workbench and was like, "That's my guy."
Yeah, right? Yeah, me too, believe me. No one is more surprised than me. But it's sort of, and what you just said is very true too, because all of my colleagues that I had been working with up until that point in time were the people who came over here. Right. They gravitated over toward this hub of creativity. And so, you know, Mark Satrakian, who was my boss at Rick Baker's studio, Mark Viniello, who, you know, all the people that I had worked with for years were now my crew. And how fortunate and blessed am I for that, because that is a wealth of talent that you can't find anywhere else. It's amazing.
It's lovely to be here. The amount of creativity on display is gobsmacking. Can we walk through some of the highlights?
Absolutely. Let's go. Come on, I'll take you in. Right through here. All right.
Over here?
Yes, right this way. I want to show you the stuff that we're doing for Monster Palooza here.
It's Abe.
Yes, it is.
Look at his beautiful face. Oh, man.
Isn't that great? So this was done from a scan of our maquette, one of our maquettes that we did for the first movie. Right. And 3D printed in full size. So now we're going to have an Ape Sapien and a Hellboy display. 22 years in the making, but here they are.
This is the first time it's coming together.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Can you believe it?
His glasses.
Yes.
Everyone does this, right?
Of course.
Of course.
You gotta.
Does it?
So those will be magnetized when the whole thing's all together. So yeah.
Oh my God. I just watched this literally like 3 weeks ago in the middle of the night. I watched Hellboy because it's just one of my favorite places to visit.
Absolutely. I agree. It just fills you with warmth. It's got so much heart. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience every time. So
It really, I love the idea that there is a vast conspiracy, but it's okay.
yeah, exactly. Yes.
Okay, let's. Oh my God! And this is all from the scan.
Yes, all from the scan,
Dude,
all cleaned
amazing.
up and dialed in and 3D printed. And it's a really interesting approach because typically what we would have done is sculpted it, molded it, cast it, done all that work.
That's a lot of volume.
It is a lot of volume. It is a lot.
Yeah.
This is a really good alternative for this kind of thing for many reasons. Number one, it's archival. It's going to last forever.
Right.
You know, so we don't have to replace skins later, and it's just going to stay there as long as we need it to. And that's really one of the most important driving forces behind that choice. But also, it is a little bit of a time saver for us.
Sure.
So to do it this way. So
Now, I know that in Hellboy 2 that Mark Zatrakian used some 3D printing in the Wink costume, but I'm curious about how 3D printing has developed as part of your process over the last 20 years.
It has developed exponentially over the years, yeah. I mean, it's always been a part of what we do, but it was never so much an in-house kind of a thing. We farmed out a lot of our 3D, all of our 3D printing, as a matter of fact, back then. We have now established a 3D printing department, a 3D scanning department. So we've evolved with the industry, you know, in that regard, specifically for our needs.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
I was going to say, from the scans I've seen of stuff, I've rarely seen fidelity that's quite that beautiful.
Yes, and actually that is testament to our modeler, Chris Garnis, who goes in and does all that extra work.
Amazing.
And just tightens everything up and makes it look beautiful. So yeah.
It's and that's also, that tightening up comes from the years of institutional knowledge of all of the important parts, right?
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Where your
the
eye
important
goes.
parts that no one sees except you.
But they would miss it if it wasn't there. They might not see it.
Correct. Absolutely right, man. That's so true.
Are these?
Those are parts for the collar.
Oh,
yes,
right.
Yeah.
I was like, is that a joystick?
Yes, he's going to be complete. He's actually, your idea is exactly what we were thinking about filling this with resin. You know, because he does have liquid in his goggles.
Yeah.
So we'll have clear resin filling part of that area to replicate what we had in the movie. So there you go.
And you could actually almost 3D print it in the full topography of...
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you could. That's so cool.
Yeah. So there it is.
Dude.
Do you want to take a look at the Hellboy piece that we're working on?
Sure.
Okay, let's go. Why not, right? Okay, Adam, right this way, right through here.
Oh, man.
So this is our mechanical animatronic design studio. Mark Zatrakian is our VP of this department, and this is kind of where it all began for me in the animatronic world. You know, it started with me in makeup, and then that taught me that there are a lot of other things involved with makeup. The transformation, the art of transformation included animatronics, and it included all sorts of technology that wasn't part of just makeup.
Yeah.
You know, to turn somebody into something spectacular. You know, and this world really fascinated me. So I became an animatronics designer. That machine over there, the Free Joth, that was in my garage.
No way! Let's go see it.
Yeah,
Come on, I love a good milling machine.
This was my personal,
This was your first mill?
This is my first mill. Yes, and it's still here today, you know, making parts for Spectral Motion. So it's part of our legacy here. But yeah, I bought this to put in my garage so I could build stuff and just have fun with it, you know. So that's my original.
I love that you still have the first one.
Yeah.
This has seen a lot of different things
over the years. Absolutely, so much history in that machine.
And you got your big CNC.
We've got our big CNC machine here. Yeah.
That must have been a. I mean, this is a huge capital outlay. That's a big decision to make. It takes a lot. Like, you never have exactly all the right circumstances to make a call like that, do you?
Exactly. You know, and for me, it was like, there's no turning back. This is what I'm doing.
Right.
This is it. I'm going to invest in that. I'm going to invest in a lathe. I'm going to invest in all the things that I want to be able to do this as professionally as possible.
Yeah.
And there it was. And here we are. So.
So the first stuff you were working on as Spectral Motion was the Hellboy stuff.
Correct.
What was the first piece of that?
The first piece of the Hellboy build was everything. Everything. There was no first piece. But very central to the process of what really initiated all of it, that emanated from that, was the Mecha Glove. The Mecha Glove was a central component. it was a very special piece, as you know, as you well know.
Yeah.
It just involved everybody. Everybody came
right,
together.
There's cloth, there's mechanic, there's machining, aesthetic,
there's everything,
painting.
there's sculpture, there's you name it, it's in there. You know, so the entire team participated in that project. You built one by yourself.
I did.
You're a madman.
No, it took me 4 years to complete.
Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine. But yeah, it was that piece that kind of it was the central piece of that whole experience. You know, because we didn't get to do Hellboy's makeup for that movie.
Right.
We did Abe Sapien's makeup. We did Samael, the Lovecraftian demon. And that was a pretty special piece too.
Well, and Samael, a lot of people who might watch Hellboy today would look at Samael and think of it as a pretty great CG effect, and the answer is Samael is 95% practical in the whole film.
Absolutely. Anytime you see him fighting with Hellboy directly, you see all of his tendrils moving on his head. It's all practical, all of it.
Blew my mind wide open. It really, I just like relegated it to CG because it seemed that's impossible. People can't do that.
Right.
And then I saw behind the scenes of Satrakian like clipping in tranches of tentacles that were already squirming.
Oh my gosh, it was quite an insane experience. Because building something like that is really complicated.
Yeah.
As you know, it's a series of servos that form each tendril. So each servo has to get information to move in a specific way.
Right.
He did all that work, and then he filmed it on set with us, and it was amazing, just remarkable, Yeah.
And also, you guys were getting out on set. I know famously that the Mecha Glove got out on set, and you guys weren't aware that it was going to be pouring shower kind of rain on set.
Absolutely. It was, the way it went was, we built this beautiful technical device with lights and motors and did a million things,
Yeah.
And then when we got on set, that's when Guillermo said, it's going to be in the rain, it's going to be all night, and we didn't even know that it was going to shoot for 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
3
of
weeks.
Exteriors in the rain. Start the rain! And these sprinklers would start. Oh, it was really, really challenging.
Your shoulders just dropped out.
Yes, it was incredible.
Amazing.
But you know what? It survived. Every time that Guillermo would yell cut, Satrakian would run in, take the glove off of Carl, wrap it up in a towel, give it its, it was like a baby.
Right,
it was like a baby,
right.
So we had to take care of it
baby.
very carefully, and it lasted the whole shoot.
Amazing.
So that's a real testament to just how durable these things are.
Yeah.
Even though they're just made for a movie. So yeah.
All right. So I know there's a lot of proprietary stuff you probably don't talk about.
Sure.
But show me what you can.
Okay, what I can. This is the interior of the head from M. Night Shyamalan's Lady in the Water.
Oh.
This is the scrunt head. And we just set it up as a display so that we could show people, kind of how it moves. Let me see if I can get this running for you.
Oh, it actually operates.
Yeah, we do. We get to play with this.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, the eyes glow.
Yeah, the eyes glow. It's got all sorts of movement.
Oh, wow.
And I know that you can puppeteer this, so it's on you. There you go, man.
Wow.
And,
What is...
and then try your sliders by your index fingers there on both sides. That does ears, that does that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, you're ganged up some wonderful motions here. Oh, wow. When he looked at me, that was freaky.
So obviously, typically, we don't have one person doing all of these functions,
Right.
but for demonstration purposes, it's great. We have people come in. As part of the tour, they get to operate an animatronic head.
I was at Industrial Light and Magic when they were doing the restoration of E.T. It was called Boy's Life internally.
Yeah, yeah.
And one afternoon, even though they were shooting mostly in LA for the pickups, they brought the fully animatronic, newly made E.T. puppet to the shop.
Wow.
And a bunch of drunk model makers got to operate E.T. for a couple of hours.
That's
we had
awesome.
so much fun.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
That was before smartphones, so we have no video of it, but it was a spectacular night.
How cool.
Oh my God, he's beautiful.
Yeah. So that's a fun little piece we have.
Do you ever feel some kind of like slight amounts of PTSD from old constructions?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. This one was especially another one of those very challenging things. This also shot in rain, not just rain, but also sprinklers from underneath.
Oh wow!
So there was water all around this thing while we were shooting, and water's the enemy of electronics. But Mark and the team made such a wonderfully waterproof version of this that it never failed on set.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
God, he's beautiful.
Great. So Adam, I'm going to take you into the paint department.
All right.
After you, right through
right.
here. Yeah.
Oh!
So this is our paint department.
Hello. Hi, paint department. Hi, guys.
Hello. This is headed by Neil Wynn back there, our gentleman painting back there. This is Erica and Jessica back there in the corner. They are working on a full-size Hellboy display.
Yeah,
that we
look at
talked
this
about.
guy.
Yeah, so he's coming right along. So
I feel like we're really lucky to be here while Red's getting his first coat of red.
it is the very first coat. Just a moment ago, he was completely gray.
Yeah,
So,
we just peeked inside,
Yes,
dude.
yes. And this is the actual paint color that was established originally
Right.
by the team at Rick Baker's. And then we refined it here when we got the chance to do the Hellboy makeup for the second movie,
Yeah.
Hellboy, The Golden Army.
Right.
And it is all the same exact colors. It's going to be very true, high fidelity to the original.
Now, when
So-
you have a color like that from something from so long ago, is the original mix sitting on your shelf somewhere, or is a formula somewhere, and you've got to bring it back to that?
Neil, how does that work?
So we actually had the color from Rick's. Like somebody gave me that years ago. These little bottles over here.
Oh, yeah.
So that's Hellboy's actual base color from the first movie.
Wow.
So we're very lucky to have that.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Isn't that amazing?
That is totally amazing.
Talk about great history in one room. That's history. Right
But that's
there.
also,
Yeah.
just as a side note about how good Rick Baker is at saving shit.
Yeah.
Like, I was at his place and he was painting up some of the original band from the Cantina, and I'm like, you have the molds? And he's like, the molds are perfect because I only used them for Star Wars and
Yeah.
then last week.
Yep. Yes.
That's amazing.
It's preservation. It's important. you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
not everyone has the space. God, he looks good.
Yeah. He's coming along.
Is it nostalgic to see Ron again?
It
in
always is.
His grandeur.
It's always a very special feeling for me. We really worked very closely together. It was a really fun experience that we shared.
It was.
And you know, even when I just see Ron, it's like the warmth comes back. It's always so awesome. Yeah.
Amazing.
So, but yeah, to see this back again amongst us is pretty awesome.
It's like that intimacy of shared experience all those years ago under difficult, trying, I'm sure, circumstances.
Yes. But that's just part of it. It makes the experience complete and full, and you know, drama is part of it. You know.
I love hearing that because,
Yeah.
like, you know, nothing worth making is easy to make under any
Exactly.
circumstances.
Exactly.
But one of the things I say to people who haven't seen Hellboy is, you should see Hellboy. Hellboy loves you.
It's
Right?
true.
There's a film deeply based in a loving frame, and so
Yeah.
are all the pieces, and it's lovely to see them here.
Yes. So I'm just excited that we've got something now to place into our display area that will represent the very first thing that created Spectral Motion.
Amazing.
So,
The origin story.
Yeah,
I
the
love
origin
it.
story, exactly. Yeah. So that's that.
Dude. Woo.
Yeah.
Excalibur.
Is it Excalibur?
It is Excalibur in the
You
comic
know
book
it's
canon.
Excalibur?
This is Excalibur.
Oh my God. Well,
Yes.
that's good to know.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that.
I know because I've been wanting to grind one.
I'm sure Chris Garnis, who modeled this for us, knew that. So yeah, very cool.
Oh, that
It's
is
going to be a lot
so-
of fun. We'll send you pictures when it's all together.
Please do.
Yeah,
All I want to
absolutely.
do is do some painting on this one. This looks so
Right?
much fun.
Yeah.